All right, we're 1 week
I can't do
into
this just
the
yet.
league. This will be my final check-in for this league starting build. I'm level 91 right now. I have all of the watchstones acquired. So awaken level 8 on the Atlas. I still have to do some mavens to fill out the rest of the passive trees for each zone, but I'll get around to that. That's fine. I got about 1,000 strength here. So I just wanted to take a quick look at the character and see where I've been putting upgrades and how that's been coming along. So first big upgrades for the build were the Abyssus, a Astramentus, and at the time was a 5-link staff. I bought the 6-link for about 20 chaos or 25 chaos. They're around that level. So virtually free in terms of a 6-link unique. This is the cheapest you could ever gear up in a league. So 20C for a 6-link, that's huge. My gems are almost 2020. I think the crit ones are falling behind a little bit. Yeah, so my increased crit strike's not even 20 yet, hasn't been flipped for the quality. I got that late because I just got the 6-link late and I didn't level it up while I was leveling everything else because I'm an idiot. My gloves I've just upgraded. These have attack speed. I was looking for something with attack speed, resistance because I didn't want to fall underneath the cap of res, and some decent life. I found these for 1 exalt, and it had an open prefix, so I put flat fizz damage to attacks on it. They don't have to be spike gloves. Like Palstron says in his guide, any percent to increase damage is really, really marginal because we have so much flat increased percentage from our staff every time we get 10 strength. So these don't have to be on spike gloves. I just happen to have it. But yeah, I bought that for like 1 exalt, which still isn't too terrible. An exalt right now is only 80 chaos. And I left these in my inventory from the last map I ran. These are Blighted Orchard maps. These were 10 chaos each. I actually I ran into a Cassia. She had 1 portal, and because it was 1 portal, all the rewards were just shifted onto that 1 portal. And it was an oil reward. So there was like 7 oil rewards. So when I completed the Blight, opened them all up, I got 4 Blighted maps. That's half an exalt right there. That's 40 chaos, half of the next. So most of my wealth so far has come from odd drops or things I've crafted through harvest and sold. I've only had 1 actual raw exalted orb drop. So if you're thinking that you just don't find currency in this game, it's usually because the currency doesn't come as nice big convenient payouts. It's usually things that you have to identify, find where there's a market for it, and get your profits that way. So that was the gloves. The belt, I bought the belt base for, I want to say 1 exalt as well. It was 15% increased strength. That's a synthesized implicit. And then I went and qualityed it up, and I actually had to buy the catalysts as well. And those are about 1 chaos each for the intrinsic catalyst. So each one will add a percent to your attributes, up to 20%. I actually did I scour this? I did. So I scoured this. I only used 4 catalysts because they'll get you up to 20%. And then I don't remember how I got this. I was maybe harvest crafting, or I tried a bunch of things, to be honest. I alked it and scoured it a couple times. I did the rage essences, which I'm low on now, but they guarantee strength. So if you have some higher ones, you can use those. I think I ultimately just maybe crafted life or lightning res or something through harvest and got all the rest. I'm not extremely happy with the strength roll on it, but it's got cold and lightning res, which I needed, and it's got big life, so I thought that'll do, I guess. And it had an open prefix. I haven't identified all of the crafting recipes for belts, so I just went with armor. There are some with like whatever else. There's some increased damage and stuff like that, but I don't know, didn't have access to those. Flasks are nothing special. Just a crit flask, a granite flask, which I used with I'll put that fancy thing on it, just cause you don't have to do that. I actually find that it's hard for me to gain charges because now they don't gain during flask effect, and a movement speed, and that's really all I have. So nothing going on there. The ring I crafted through harvest. You just take a high level 80 shaper ring with, I use a elemental resist base, and then you just reforge caster through the harvest. Anytime you go to a harvest and you've got 2 plots of land to choose from, and you see caster in one of them, take that one, and then you just put any of those rings that I just described in there, and roll until you get Assassin's Mark. Now, at level 80 gets you the level 12 Assassin's Mark, which is the highest tier. The level 8 is just as good. You know, I'm a little bit nitpicky. If I'm going to go through the trouble of buying a ring and the ring base was only 5 chaos, then whatever. I'll spend the extra 2-3 chaos just to have the chance at getting the level 12, which I got on this one. It's got flat fizz, which is nice. The 40% reduced effect of curses is actually really, really nice to have. But again, don't try and go out and get that. It's completely random. It's another shaper mod. So the fact that you're going to try and get multiple, it's not going to happen. Just go for the Assassin's Mark. You'll notice I don't even have life on this ring. So I did lose in some areas where I got lucky with the flat fizz and the nice bonus of the curse, but there's no life on this ring. So that kind of sucks. This ring is just life, some reds, and I crafted -3 mana cost, so my Cyclone only costs like 1 mana now. So this was free, but I've been crafting more of these and I'm selling them for about like an X each. So again, that's, you know, maybe 1X. Now in the passive tree here, I've been going for, now that I'm 90 plus, I've been stretching out into the jewel socket. So I've got a jewel there, just picked up this one, and I've got another one up here. So all these jewels are going to be life and crit multi. This is double crit multi in life. I think I paid an Exalt for that. This one is not. This is a single crit multi in life. I paid virtually nothing for these. So if you look for like increased max life and 1 crit multi roll, they're very, very cheap, like almost free. And I'm guessing if you went for 2 crit multi and no life, so if you just wanted more damage in your build, those would probably also be very cheap. It's when you start getting like 3 of a kind, like the triple crit multi or big life with double crit multi. Those are going to start costing a bit much. But there is definitely a budget version there for you to take for 3 jewels. And when I get 2 more levels, if I can muster up to 93, I'll get another one there as well. And all of these have been pretty big increases to my tooltip. So right now in Hideout, let me turn on Blood Rage. 119, and then with Adrenaline, you see it jumps up to like 250,000 damage just in tooltip there. That's not including anything else like banner stacks or the Assassin's Mark on a unique or anything like that. So there is higher damage being done in calculation, but just in Hideout with your auras on, you can see, you know, what it comes out to. This is still with Adrenaline. So okay, so I'm at 192,000. If I take out this is just 1 crit multi. We're down to 184. So that's like 8,000 tooltip just from a single crit multi there. And our double crit multi is over here. 178. So that's a lot. That's, I don't know, quick math. And then like 14,000 or something like that. So that's a lot of damage just from those jewels. So each jewel giving me anywhere from 8 to 12,000 or something like that. Let's say average at 10,000 tooltip. 3 jewels, that's 30,000 tooltip damage. That's coming just from that. So that's a lot. Again, your gems being like 2020 quality is going to increase your damage a lot as well. So if you're on just a 5 link, what do we say we're at here? 192. Let's take out our last link. 144. So with all my setup, if I just went from a 5 link to a 6 link, I'm getting a ton of damage. I'm getting like another 50% damage or something. Not really, but we're getting a lot. So all these things add up. And it's very easy to look at someone's, you know, quote unquote completed build. This isn't complete by any measure, but it's got most of the components in place. And so it's easy to look at that and say, wow, I have none of it. But all of this stuff came slowly. You know, you're going to be working on other goals along with gear. So you're going to be working on getting your Maven stuff, all your invitations done. You're going to be working on spawning all your conquerors so you can get all the watchstones done. And you're getting this all done at the same time. So set your focus on your Atlas. Try and complete all your objectives there. And while you're doing that, you're probably getting a level here and there. And your gems are leveling up. And you're finding things worth value while you're doing it. So take a broader look at just your end game progression in terms of your Atlas, Anything else you might want to be doing if you have ambitions to um, do Jund missions like I like to do for Betrayal. Anything. Set sights on things that you can do in game, and while you're doing that, you're going to be getting more currency that you can just trickle into your build here and there. So don't worry so much that your build might not have everything it needs to have, and you can't see how you're going to get it because in a single play session, no exalt drops, and you think, well, I didn't make any progress. You're making progress. You're getting your EXP on your gems. You're getting some levels, which is more passes, and we saw that just a single jewel socket was like 8,000 tooltip for no investment really. And if you want to go real big on investment, it can be as high as like 15 20,000 tooltip if it's got triple crit multi and life. So if you got super money, great, but if you don't, it's still big. That's really all I wanted to say. Just stay positive, and as long as you keep plugging away, you'll notice like small incremental gains that they just keep adding up. And then after a couple days, you look back and think, wow, I'm so much further towards my goal than I was a few days ago, and I can't believe I really doubted that I would get there, because it comes across as pretty painless. In terms of survivability of this build, I get deleted pretty quick randomly, it seems, usually within the Scourge Nightmare. Speed is a big part of survivability for Cyclone. If you can keep moving, you don't really get hit by all those off-screen barrages of projectiles and stuff like that. I did upgrade my Soul of Lunaris here for the 10% chance to avoid projectiles, just because projectiles were kind of a problem for me. And anything I can do to mitigate that is pretty big. So you can take a look at that. Also getting that last upgrade there as well, I just moved off of it, is you can avoid projectiles that have chained. I don't know what they would be chaining off of in a single play session, but again, if you wanted more layers of protection, you can do that. And what's this down here? I just have reduced fizz damage over time taken while moving, so bleeds don't really hit for that much. That's it. I don't know how much further I want to take this myself. I got Uber Lab done, which if you don't have Uber Lab done, you basically don't have this either. So that's also another really big upgrade. You're basically getting like 2 ascendancies on your last one, because this one doesn't do anything if you're not fortified. And like I mentioned, don't run the lab with the Abyssus. Grab any other helmet that's going to give you survivability. Your damage will tank, but that's fine. You just need to live. And that's the challenge there. So just don't die in lab. You'll get your Uber done. You'll pick that up, which again, more survivability for sure. That's a big component there. And yeah, just keep plugging away. Make sure you're always res capped. That's what's so weird is that I've had more lightning and cold and fire res than I've ever had in the league with the new Atlas changes, and I still get deleted, which is unfortunate. So I'm thinking it's not a resistance problem, but I've noticed a lot of damage coming from lightning sources this league. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Maybe some numbers got mixed up in a patch. I don't know, but I'm trying not to die as best I can, and good luck to you in those goals as well.